Now, this is the question number one with clearance. A double acting air compressor has size D into L is 32 into 34 centimeter. D into L is given. Clearance is 5%, C is 5%. It runs at 150 rpm. It runs at 150 rpm. The value of air is 150 rpm is given. Takes in air at zero point 0.94 bar and 25 degrees centigrade. Means section P1 is 0.94 bar and T1 is 25 degrees centigrade. Okay, the delivery pressure is 4 bar. Now it is compressed from pressure 0.94 bar to 4 bar. Okay, and index of compression is 1.25. Okay, the pre-air conditions. So pre-air condition also is given. P1, T1 is given and PA and TA is also given. 1.013 bar and T1 is 20 degrees centigrade with 293 Kelvin. Calculate the mass of free air delivered as reckoned from apparent volumetric efficiency. First, we have to find out the mass of air delivered, the heat transfer, the enthalpy change, and the power. Okay, so all for this is DNL is given, means swept volume is given, and N is okay, and P1, P1, T1, P2, and PATA. T2 can found out P2 by P1. Okay, from these equations. So first find out mass of air delivered. Mass of air delivered per minute. Okay, this is the mass of air delivered per minute. So this is a double acting air compressor. For double acting air compressor, if you see this diagram, okay, this is called as head end and this is called as crank end. So first we see when the piston is moved from for single one. This is one, 1, 2, 3, and 4. When the piston is start moving from crank end to head end, so only for this cycle, only for this cycle. First see, for when the piston start from the head end, crank end to head end, the first process is compression and then delivery. When the piston is travel from this point to this point, and when the piston is travel from head end to crank end, means from this point to this point, there is a suction. There is expansion and then there is a suction. Okay. Now see the double acting compressor. When the piston, suppose at point number three, at point number three. Okay. When this piston is at this position, piston is at this position. When the piston is start moving from head end to crank end, here head end there is a expansion. The gas is expand and also inlet wall is open and air is taken inside the cylinder. Means 3 to 4 and 4 to 1 process in the head end. At the same time, the air at the crankhead is compressed. The air at crankhead is compressed A to B and it is delivered at B to C. It is delivered. Okay. It is compressed A to B and B to C is delivered. Now the piston is start moving from crank end to end end, head end, crank end to head end. So from the crank end there is a expansion. Okay, the expansion and then there is a suction. Expansion and suction in the crankhead at the same time. At this head end, there is a here piston travel from in this direction. So at the head end there is this is the head end compression and delivery. Compression and delivery. So this is the double. Means in one revolution of the crankshaft there are two cycles completed. One is at head end and one is at crank end. So NC equal to twice N in case of double acting air compressor. Now you find out the mass flow rate. For mass flow rate, we first, because D and L is given, so NC equal to twice N, because double acting compressor. So we put the value of D and L and N, we get, put the value of N meter cube per minute, we get 8.2 meter cube per minute and 0.137 meter cube per second. That is the swept volume V dot S. Then find out volumetric efficiency 1 minus C Rp raised to 1 by N minus 1. Pressure ratio is given. P2 is 4, P1 section pressure is 0.94, value of C is given. We find out the volumetric efficiency is 89%. And what is volumetric efficiency? It is V1 minus V4 upon actual volume of air taken inside the cylinder divided by swept volume. Actual volume of air taken inside the cylinder divided by swept volume. Actual that is V1 minus V4. Actual volume of air taken inside the cylinder is V1 minus V4 divided by swept volume. So we can find out V1 minus V4 is volumetric efficiency into V dot S. So volumetric efficiency is 0.89, V dot S calculate 8.2, so we get 7.3 meter cube per minute. Now from that we can find out V dot A. So we can use the equation Mass flow rate. The mass flow rate is PA upon RTA. This is for free air condition. This is for suction. This is for suction conditions. P1 V1 minus V4 upon RT1. From that we can find out VA. V dot A is equal to this P1 upon PA, TA upon T1, TA upon T1 into these values V1 minus V4. Put the value of P1, TA, T1 and V1 minus V4 is 7.3. We get 6.66 meter cube per minute is the pre-air delivery, and that is mass flow rate is PA V dot A upon RTA. To put the PA is kilopascal, V meter cube per minute, R is 0.27, temperature TA in Kelvin, we get 8.023 kg per minute or 0.134 kg per second. This is your first answer. Mass of air delivered. Then we find out heat rejected. For heat rejected, this is the formula gamma minus n upon gamma minus 1 multiplied by integrated power. Okay, multiplied by integrated power. Okay. So that is gamma m dot r t2 minus t1 upon n minus 1. Okay. So gamma minus n. Wow, so this is the work done during compression process. Okay. So gamma is 1.4, n is 1.25. So find out the value of T2. For T2 is T2 by T1 is equal to P2 by P1 n minus 1 upon n. Put the values of T1, P2 and P1. We will get T2. T2 is 398.2. So we will now know the T2 value of T2. Gamma is 1.4, n is 1.25. We know the value of mass 0.134, R is 0.287. We get heat rejected is 5.77 kilowatt. Now enthalpy change. Enthalpy change. Now in the air compressor, enthalpy change is 1 to 2 is the compression process. So enthalpy change is H2 minus H1. So working fluid is used. Here is an air. So we can assume air as an ideal gas. For ideal gas only H is equal to Cp into T. So we can note H2 equal to Cp into T2. H1 is equal to Cp into T1. Common Cp T2 minus T1. The Cp 1.005, T2 and T1 we know we get 100.5 kilojoule per kg. This is the enthalpy change to compress the air. Okay. Now integrated power. For integrated power, we know formula n upon minus 1 m dot r T1 P2 by P1 raised to the power n upon minus 1 m dot r T1 P2 by P1 raised to n minus 1 upon n minus 1. Now put the values of n m dot in kg per second. R 0.287, T1 298, the value of delivery pressure is 4, suction pressure is 0.94, and the value of n, we get 19.2 kilowatt with the integrated power. Now if you put the value, this is, if you see the unit, this is kg per second m, R is kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and R, T1 is Kelvin, so this kg cancel, Kelvin cancel, kilojoule per second. We will get direct answer in kilowatt. Put the value in kilojoule, we get answer in kilowatt. Now this is m dot kg per second. If you put in mass only kg or in kg, so we will get kg. R is kilojoule per kg Kelvin. K in Kelvin, Kelvin cancel. Kg cancel. In the power is kilojoule. So if you put the value m dot in kg per second, we get kilowatt. If you put the value m in kg, we will get kilojoule. Okay, and this is the conversions. We can convert, so we can convert integrated power equal to work done into NC. Work done into NC. Okay, means for this mass m dot equal to m into NC. M dot equal to m into NC. So we can convert if we know the mass in kg to m dot divided by NC. If you find out the mass in kg, the m dot upon NC, we will get the mass in kg. If you find out if we know the mass in kg only and find out kg per second, so multiplied by m in kg multiplied by nc, so we will get m dot like this. V dot s, if you find out v dot vs in meter cube, if you know v dot s in meter cube per second, so divided by nc, we will get vs in meter cube. Now if you know vs in meter cube and we have to find out v dot s in meter cube per second, so vs in meter cube we know known to us, multiplied by nc, so we will get v dot s. Okay, we will get v dot. This is the conversions. V dot is equal to vs into nc, m dot equal to m into nc, or integrated power equal to work done into nc. Okay, this is the conversions.